Welcome to Sunny Stamping Studios, and today I'm just going to be showing you a new and interesting kind of fold. I have not actually found a tutorial for this fold, but I did see a card done by it on a European blog with no instructions, and it was in German anyways. And I just thought it was really neat looking. It's kind of a play on that accordion or ladder card, but it comes out like this, okay? So it is really neat. Now this is totally different from my normal style, I know, but I do really admire artists like Donna Downing, and I've been playing a little bit with her style. And I'm not showing you how to make the card, but I am showing you how to do the fold, and then you can decorate it the way you like. So it's just kind of like this, you can see, okay? I still have to cover the backs, I haven't done that yet. Over there, if you can see this little paint, I gotta cover those up with designer paper. So anyways, you're going to start with your piece of paper. Now there is a little bit of a formula about how you're going to be deciding on your how much you have to cut and how much you have to score. My particular card is 6 by 10, but you can do this with any size of cardstock. It's just a matter of following a simple formula. So I take the length of my cardstock, and I'll just show you my little thing. I take the length of my cardstock, which is 10 inches long. The width does not matter. And then I'm going to decide I need to have 3 consecutively larger folds or mountain peaks. So I need to pick 3 numbers that equal 10. I picked 2, 3, and 5. So 2 inches plus 3 inches plus 5 inches will equal my total of 10. And I divided each of those into 2. So for my first fold, it's going to be 1 inch and 1 inch for my score lines. My second fold is going to be is a total of 3 inches for 1.5 inches up, 1.5 inches down. And my last and final fold is going to be 5 inches total, 2.5 inches up, 2.5 inches down. So as long as you just remember that you need 3 different numbers, small, medium, large, that equal the total length, divide those in 2, you'll be able to do any size of cardstock. Okay? Now I decided for mine, the first thing I've got to decide is how wide you want, like where you want it to start. So the width of how far you want to go in with your cuts and your folds to start. So I decided I wanted mine to go in 2 inches, and that would leave me a sufficient space to do my work. So as you can see, this over here, and we'll get back out again, is 2 inches wide, okay? And the rest of it's going to be fold surface. So I take my ruler, and I am just going to try and make sure it's straight on my grid paper so that I can use that as a reference, okay? And I use a quilting ruler because I just love all the lines on it. It makes it a heck of a lot easier for me to figure out if I'm straight or not for this kind of stuff. Okay? And it has measurements all along, and I can see right through, which is great. Okay, so I know that for my first one, for my first fold, it's 1 inch. So I have to make sure I start 1 inches in. I don't want to be cutting all the way to the bottom, or it's going to kind of defeat the purpose of being attached. So I'm going to make my little mark at the 1 inch, and then the bottom piece has to start at the first half of the distance of your last fold. So 1, 2.5. Okay, and then I am just going to trace my line down to the meat. Okay, so right over there I have that done, and then I'm going to take my little cut pad, lay it on top, lay my ruler over so that it matches the line. Okay, and I just got to make sure this is straight. Okay. There. Sorry, just a lot of fiddling to make sure it's all straight. And it shifted on me, but I'm not going to worry about that because this is just my little scrap piece. Okay. If you're actually doing it yourself, you will be standing right over it and able to put your full pressure to bear. Because I have my tripod in the way, I can't. So it's just, that's why it's a little harder when you're doing it on camera. Okay, so needless to say, you will have pushed harder than I did to get your cut. Okay, so that'll be like that. Okay, so I can go even a little further. There we go. Okay, so I have it cut over there. So 2.5 inches up, the distance of the first half of my last fold. 1 inch up, the distance of the first half of my first fold. Okay, and the next step to do, and I already have it done over here, is you're going to score. Now you're going to know, because my card is 10 inches long, I'm going to be scoring at the 5-inch mark. So consider this right over here to be my full score line. I have to score all the way across. Okay? Over here, at the 1 inch, I am going to be scoring only at the halfway point. So I am going to score at the 1 inch. And then I've got to complete the downward, so I'm going to have to do another inch. Okay, so I'm going to score, and I'll take the piece that I have over here. So I scored at the 1 inch. I scored at the 2 inch. Then I go up 1.5 inches and score. Go down 1.5 inches, score. And then I go 2.5 inches and score. I don't have the exact, just offhand, you know, whether what the measurements are going up the measurement ladder there, but just I basically go, I find my 1 inch and score 1 inch, and then plus 1 inch, plus 1.5, plus 1.5, and that's how I do my scoring for this one. So you're going to do all your scores, and then it's going to be a little awkward because you're going to have your 5-inch score here, and this is going to be all straight. So it's going to be kind of bending in a funny way while you do your creases. So you're going to have to turn it around and do your first crease, trying to keep the other ones from getting in the way and bending this one where you don't want it to bend. And just putting it off the edge of a table. So if this was a table here, I bring it off so that I'm not affecting this piece and do my score with a bone folder. I then do the score down here, flipping it over at the edge of the table, and then score right over there. I then bring this one over, score at the top, bring it to the edge of the table, I score, and then I score going downwards from behind. Okay, and I'm just doing that until I end up with this, at which point I finish off my last score and I have my card base ready to go. Okay, so if you take a look, it's really easy to now stand up. I can now decorate this with any way I want. You can do like I did last week, the accordion card. You can do it with little characters standing up and your greeting over here. Or you can do like I did this week, something a little more artistic, something a little bit, I don't even know what you would call this style, but a little more artsy-fartsy. Okay, so I hope this gave you a neat idea for a new card style. I'd love to see anything that you try out, and have lots of fun.